Have you ever wondered how to get that film look when you shoot your videos? Well, it's not always about the camera or the lens that you have attached, but sometimes it's also about the support system that your camera's attached to. Let's talk about that. The camera jib system is a great tool to be able to get a smooth, flowing effect with your video. When you go out and you shoot a video for a client, you want to be able to make everything look professional. And a lot of times that involves your camera movement. Now, your camera movement really is dependent on what kind of a support system you have involved with the actual shooting of the footage. So, when you're shooting with the tripod, you're going to get obviously a video like this, where you're going to have a very stable platform. You're not going to have any movement at all. And while that's often a necessity for very many video shoots, it's also important to realize too that you need to have some kind of movement within your shots to make the video interesting as well. Now, let's take a look at some of the footage that you can get while using a jib. So when working with a jib, the counterbalance is actually one of the most important parts of the entire kit, along with the axis. With the counterbalance, this is how you actually balance the entire system, and you want to match your camera's weight with the weight that you have on the counterbalance, and you also have to factor in all the additional moving parts that are in the front of the system as well. One way I've found that works okay is by getting a little bag and attaching it to the end. Now you can of course go out and spend more money on additional weights like the one that's featured here, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You can keep this a very cheap project by simply going out and getting you something like this, or even getting a bag and filling it with sand as well. The second most important part of your jib system is the camera mount setup. Now with the VariZoom, you're going to have really great luck with any of the Manfrotto tripod heads, and you will also be able to utilize several different types of cameras, not just DSLRs. You could put any kind of HD camera on the top of this thing and it would work perfectly well. One thing that's also worth mentioning is that you need to consider how heavy your rig is when you're deciding on what kind of a tripod that you're going to be getting for your system. We can pan down here and check out what I ended up going with. And this tripod leg system is not super expensive. I'll leave a link to the brand and to the type down below, but it's certainly a affordable way to rig up the entire system here. So if I had to give you guys any insight into what I think you really need to be focusing on when you're deciding whether or not you need a jib, is what kind of stuff do you shoot? Now, I think this goes for both photographers and videographers, and really any kind of a creative medium. You're going to need to think about what you do with your gear. If you need one, well, I think you're probably going to already know whether you should be going out and buying one or not, whether you'll get enough use out of it. For me personally, it was no brainer that I wanted to go out and get one. Not only shooting various small music videos, along with shooting house real estate type situations, shooting weddings. It's wonderful for any kind of an establishing shot, and it really gives that video a movie-like quality. I think it brings up the quality of your videos exponentially compared to what it's going to cost you in the long run, and even in the short run if you think about it. Now, what do I think about the cheaper options? I know that there are jibs out there that you can make at home for, say, $100, $50. I think I even saw a guy claiming that he has made one for like $20 on YouTube. It's okay. If you have the mechanical knowledge and abilities, I say go for it. Me personally, there is no way I could go out and machine a block of aluminum and be able to build a jib out of it. And for what it's worth, I think going out and just spending the money on one is the best route to take. You're going to get your money's worth, even with a cheaper setup. I believe for mine personally, now this is in the States, I believe for mine personally, I am not over $400 into the entire system. That's not including the camera, and the head might have pushed it, the tripod, the actual head that I'm using on it might be a little bit more, might push it a tiny bit over that 400 mark, but it's really not that much more than that, and I think that that makes it a very affordable option for just about anybody to go out and to look into getting. Now, do I think that if you shoot weddings, if you shoot real estate, if you do all this, do you really need one if you shoot video? Well, not really. You don't have to go out and get one. You could do this hand-holding. I've actually shot weddings hand-holding it or using different tripod tricks to be able to get very similar shots. But for the reliability that you get when you go out and you spend the money on a legit jib, and for the peace of mind that every single shot is going to be silky smooth throughout the entire situation with a little bit of practice, I really think that it's worth you going out and at least giving one a try. If you can find somebody that has one, maybe a friend or maybe a local business, I would highly recommend you go out and just play around with it. See if it's something that you think you could maybe use, or if it's something that you could get your money's worth out of it. So guys, again, my name is Sam Ballard with Ballard Photo Video, and I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure to thumbs up and subscribe below, and make sure if you do subscribe to be following us every single week. Hopefully we'll be getting more and more content out. I know we've been taking a little bit of a break for the last couple of weeks. That's just to make sure that we have all the videos up and going, and we just had a few things personally going on as well. And I just wanted to make sure that I just tell you guys how much I appreciate you coming in and checking out our channel every single week, and especially to our subscribers. I just want to thank you guys for coming in and viewing all of our content and for supporting us. And like I said, just make sure that you guys do go down and subscribe, comment, and you can either dislike the video, like the video. Just let me know what you think, and let me know if you have anything that you want me to go through and review next. I will specifically be talking about in our next video, which should be going up any day now, how to set up and break down the tripod. And this is going to be specifically talking about the model that I own personally, but it does translate to many of the different models that are already on the market. So if you're having trouble with it, if you're really concerned, maybe I won't be able to do it, it looks a little bit tricky, well, this will be a great chance for you guys to be able to go and check out possibly a little tutorial on how to set everything up, how to balance everything, and maybe some cheaper alternatives to be able to getting some stuff done without having to go out and break the bank to be able to get these shots. So as always, guys, Sam with Ballard Photo Video, and I really appreciate you checking everything out, and we'll see you next time.